Hola, my dear friends. Now I'm report from my recent stays. Today I asked you some questions, mainly about the intersection between the cognitive neuroscience and the artificial intelligence fields. And that is how I interpret print my question. I ask, in ancient time, people read a horse, and now we driving a car. So it's the car to reduce the population of the amount who can actually learn to how to read a horse. And now we have the large language models, we have the multiple intelligent agents. So I came up with this thought that those we call intelligence stuff reduce our chance to think or even realize there is a problem, to find out there is something we don't know and we want to know, and we will never find out to how to do that or how to deal with it. And one of my friends phone, she says that that's it 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 it's different because you when you drive a car or what else in like transport, you just want to go to the goal you achieve there, and whatever you go there, it's not make no difference. But when we think of some questions, we actually depend on how we think it, how we gain this knowledge in different ways, like the symbol or the picture, or we just ask others. That will change our mind about how this knowledge is looked like. And this is the first one. The next one is I'm still not quite understand the metaphor between the not metaphor, just some comparison between the computer. I mean the hard call, the hardware, just those the circuit part, electric circuit part, and our brain. I mean, just brain. The system. And I ask, when use computer and download something, I have an environment, so we kind of turn to use Docker. How is this downloading environment to compare with our human brain? What would that be? And this quite a neurodynamic or just bottom top one, and hard to get this. And one of the answer is the world, the physical world, our living, the whole social, is our environment, but it's inherent our our mind. I don't get it. I think it's quite different. And the third question is, when we actually want to use those AI research results, we want to use this agent, use this large language models to accelerate or make sure we find some new stuff in our brain. We generally meet a huge problem because the goal of the cognitive neuroscience is to find out what's happening and why deep in the brain, deep in the mind. But the goal of large language models is part of the general intelligence. Just want to achieve those ability to have that kind of creative and general behavior, and to adjust the changeable environment and to do whatever he wants. So that's quite different, and I'm really a person who be drag these two trains. I want to shoot for the world, so I must have to believe and make sure that I can do the stuff, right? And on the other part of myself, I really want to know what is happening, and I want to give some feeling of, oh, that makes sense. that's aha moment. So it's too part of me, and it really dragged me on. And the other things I want to make experiments just now. I want to ask my colleague, uh, does anyone want to make friends in this field? I hesitate because, for my suppose, no one will come. Nobody will even come because I have a very lower expect from my colleagues. And the third thing is to read is really a good way to help us thinking a lot. For what I mean is to read from the human stuff, and I also read a little, maybe a little compared to each others, the generated stuff, and just for the picture and songs, I admit that is good, even better, I have to say, but it's still not gonna make me satisfied. I still want to read more about the human stuff. So my plan is I'm gonna read from the last round, from the quantum magazine, from the Tower Data Science, and from the others I following the blogs. But they both in my computer, and recent time I just use my iPad because my iPad had to some novels and other I download papers. I'm not a very reasonable person. I told you that. So this is and not quite end. I'm gonna uh, present a representation of my English class. So the whole problem for me is really one thing. I'm gonna find a person who wanna collaborate with me and with no other limits. If you're gonna more limits, I'm gonna make sure that how I can find him. But now you tell me that you just make something collaborate because collaborate is good. Yes, I admit that collaborate is good, but for what means we need to talk, we need to chat, and we need to come up with something really good. That's a hard one, right? And we only have 3 or 5 times. That what would that be? I'm really confused. So maybe I'm gonna ask people who wanna collaborate with me, but uh, I don't get it. I don't get the teacher's mind. I don't know his thought. And I think the language now is both the human between computer and the human between human. That is still the main part of us. But a real, really revolutionized one is gonna come. It's the neural to neural, brain to brain. That I have no idea what was that gonna be. It's still a lot of stories of knows, but I don't believe them. They can't imagine that special time.